It has been 1 week now since the suspect in 3 St. Landry Parish church fires was arrested, which means that one local pastor is now sleeping in his own bed. The St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church is located on St. Peter Avenue in Port Barre. News 10's Dalford Jones has this story that you'll see only on 10.
2 weeks ago, the pastor at a historically black church tucked away here in Port Barre had their church's sign removed in fear that the suspect, who had already burned down 2 historically black churches in St. Landry Parish, would target their church home next. Now it's been 1 week since the suspect, 21-year-old Holden Matthews, was arrested, and the Reverend is sleeping a bit easier.
All of the added stress, pressure, anxiety, just a sense of relief.
Reverend Dwight Brown of St. Peter Missionary Baptist has been the leader of the church for 15 years, a member for 47, but the church has been a staple in the community for much longer.
The church was founded in 1889. This is part of the original building. We have members that come from all over. We don't have a huge congregation. Our membership is about 60 to 70 members. But we love our little church.
With such significance, Reverend Brown would stop at nothing to protect the church. We were there on the night of April 3rd while the Reverend and several church members prepped the grounds with added security, even setting up cots in the pews.
I just didn't feel comfortable sleeping in my bed, knowing that my church could be targeted.
Reverend Brown and one of his deacons slept at the church against the wishes of the fire marshal, and in true minister fashion, backed up his actions with scripture.
If the owner of the house knew when the thief was coming, he would have been ready.
On the night they started sleeping at St. Peter, Mount Pleasant Baptist Church was set ablaze around 2 that morning.
And when I found out at 5 o'clock that morning, one of my co-workers called me and said that another church had been burned, I just felt that that was intended for us. And thank God that we did stay at church. And I thank God that we were spared.
While the St. Peter Church sign may still be down for now, the building still stands and the congregation can worship there for another day. In St. Landry Parish, Dalford Jones, KLFY News 10.
Reverend Brown says he offered his church to the affected ministers of the other church, or the church burnings rather, but he says that they all found temporary homes already. Now, as for the suspect, Holden Matthews, he faces 2 counts of simple arson, 1 count of aggravated arson, and 3 hate crimes in the burnings of the 3 churches. In total, he faces more than 65 years behind bars if convicted.